I'm Mitch Henck, and it's time for a mea culpa. Yes, a few days ago I did a commentary on the, quote, no-go zones in France and throughout Europe. That's right. Fox News did the lead on the story, no question about it. There were other outlets that paid lip service to it in live commentaries on ABC and CNN, but no, Fox News invested heavily in the story where there was the exclusive Muslim communities, 700 plus in France, where they had their own customs and laws and courts and schools. It wasn't true. In fact, Jack Craver is a friend of mine. He used to work for the Capital Times. He lives in France now and is teaching there. He said there were like 3 such areas that are called sensitive areas, certainly not no-go zones. And David Cameron of Great Britain slammed a Fox reporter who said the same thing about Britain. And there were merchants in France who debunked the story as well. I must say I was misled. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I apologize. I admit that. When the story is wrong, my commentary will be wrong. But I don't always adhere to Fox News Channel. I don't work for Roger Ailes. In fact, in 2004, I voted against George W. Bush. I voted for John Kerry, in part because of stories posted by The Guardian in London, a socialist newspaper, that were contrarian about weapons of mass destruction. And the fact that Colin Powell later said he was lied to by the CIA, it bothered me. I don't march in lockstep, and sometimes Fox News division gets the story right. We wouldn't have heard much about the IRS scandal or the gun-running program from Mexico called Fast and Furious, or much about James Rosen, the Fox reporter who had his computers hacked and his phones tapped, or the same thing with Cheryl Atkinson, former CBS reporter, now Fox reporter, who had her phones tapped and computers hacked. They think it was the government that did that. Who knows? But those stories wouldn't have been known without Fox News. So it's easy to pile on when somebody makes a mistake, and there's selective outrage. There certainly is. I got raked on Facebook and Twitter by my lefty friends who didn't really go on and say much when President Obama called ISIS, which he calls ISIL, a JV team. Or in 2012, when he mocked Mitt Romney, when Romney said Russia was a threat to the U.S. and its neighbors, Obama said he had a Cold War mentality going back to the 80s. Well, if you live in Ukraine, Russia is a threat. So I'd say, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And those are my 2 cents. See you next time.